Started recording. Let's see if it works. All right, it's working. We
All
got
right, well, here we are, the Sippin Beauties, but worlds apart.
yes, and so you guys haven't met yet. So Jax, this is Uncle Jam.
Hey.
I want you.
I want you to want me.
Oh, we ought to do a song about that.
So, okay, well, we are super excited to have you on here. This is our first ever live stream. I'm Jax, obviously, for everyone watching, and my beautiful partner. Yeah.
I know I'm loving this because when you get even more famous, I can say I knew them when.
What's it like to be in between a blonde and a brunette there, Uncle Jam?
It's a millionaire's dream is what it is.
So I don't want to talk too much quick about like our Trump Daddy song. Obviously, we've touched on that a lot, but I do want to let everyone know that that is kind of the connection between this interview today and also you guys going to the rally together, which I was really hoping to go to. And I am stuck over here in Canada right now doing this from over here in this weather.
I told her Uncle Jam she should have just flown to Mexico and hopped the border like everybody else, and she could have come to the rally.
That's okay. Canada's got you for 6 months. I'm sure they need you too. I mean, what Trudeau's doing, you ought to find Jordan Peterson and sing him a song or something. Boy, you guys got to fight over there.
Oh God, do we ever? So, yeah, I just wanted to get back to that. The connection was, we of course recorded our music video, and I want to give a shout out to Conservative Grounds because they were amazing. And we recorded our music video there where you see the Oval Office, and obviously they sent you the video because you're a huge patriot yourself, and you got in touch with us, and you and Kaylin got to go to the rally, which is amazing. So I'm so jealous. So why don't we start? Should we start by why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, like how you got, how you became Uncle Jam, how you got into this, like what started your journey of kind of your parody writings and you getting into all these rallies and being the man, because like you are the man, everyone knows you.
I'm the real baddie, right after Trump.
You're the original. He's the original baddie, Uncle Sam. How old are you, Uncle Sam?
247 and holding.
247.
And look at me. And you know why? Because I know the 3 most important words to say to a woman is, I want you. And, after that, you just shut up and just do the rest. Keeps you alive until Betsy Ross died. Well, Uncle Sam has kind of arisen different times in history. Whenever there was a big need in the country, he just kind of showed up everywhere as the icon. So we've got a big need in our country right now. So he decided he had to incarnate, if you will.
So how did you get into writing music? So just for those of you who don't know, Uncle Jam does political parodies, and obviously we do political parodies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Conservative Grounds, the place where we shot our Trump Daddy video, hooked us up with you. And do you want to give the viewers a little taste of one of your songs?
No, I'm kidding. But the first thing I think of was that, you guys, when I heard the song, I always think about the writer and the writing, and they never get credit in most songs, an artist. We just think that guy's so great. Oh, he came up with those words, but he didn't, So that was the main thing. But then it was so well done, the video, it just kind of blew me away. And so Troy, with Coastal Craze, he does vending at Trump rallies, and he's one of the guys there at Conservative Grounds, sent me the video. We need to get these girls a stage. And I played it, and I just went, oh shit, excuse me, folks. And I texted that back to him. Who are they? So that's how that started.
There she is. She's back.
Something happened.
Yeah, I know.
Technical difficulties.
All right,
something's happening here.
The first song that I heard by you was "It's All About That Vote." That vote.
Okay.
No cheating. Do you want to give us a little bit?
I heard
because
that one.
I'm all about that vote. About that vote. No cheating. I'm all about that vote. About that vote. No cheating. I'm all about that vote. About that vote. No cheating. I'm all about that vote. About that vote. Vote, vote, vote. Well, that's an intro, but I'll do the first verse. Yeah, it's pretty clear the people got screwed, but we won't take it like we're supposed to do. We got our booms, our 45s in place. and all the right friends in all the right places. How come the magazines don't say that we got robbed? We know fake news ain't real. Come on, I'll make it stop. So I'll make it stop right there.
Ah, I
I
love
love
it.
it.
So
And I didn't do the chorus, which is the main hook. But they gotta you keep them wanting. Like for full content, subscribe to my page.
it's like all the
Yeah.
girls on Instagram.
Right. Well, you guys need to do the same thing with Sippin Beauties. Show them a little bit of Trump Daddy, and then make them pay $5 a month. That's only 17 cents a day.
People are getting $5 a month. What the heck? We're getting screwed.
What are we doing wrong here?
What are we doing?
Well, I'm not yet, but I learned about it. I mean, there's different web pages, where they help you provide content and they do the billing and everything, and you become a member. Heck, even PayPal has that, where you can have people send you $5 a month.
Well,
I haven't really started it yet, but if you got 5,000 followers, okay, that's a lot of money per month.
I love it.
So I don't know if it cut out before when my phone cut out, but we were asking how you got started in parodies. Was this something that you already did before, or was this just after the Trump and the voting fraud and all the stuff that happened?
Oh yeah, I told that whole story when your phone got cut off. I'm sorry. No,
Okay.
no, I'm teasing. Come on, slow down. But yeah, it was for Trump. I guess it was. My goodness. It was back. I was doing roofing marketing for roofing companies around the country whenever they had hailstorms, and I said, 4th of July coming up, you should do a parade with Uncle Sam in it. Everybody loves him, and so I dressed up that way, and I got the attention. I thought, wow, this costume's magic. And so the Republican National Convention was coming up that year, and they got me a gig there with George Washington and Abe Lincoln. And so that's when I got the magic. And then I didn't do too much until Trump, his first 4 years. I said, wow, this guy's an outsider. He's kicking ass. I'm going to write a couple parodies, and he's going to call me out. And I wrote a couple parodies, went to a rally, and the second rally, I was in the front row. He called me up on stage, Uncle Sam. So he had me there,
Oh, that's so cool.
That didn't happen to me this time.
I know. I was hoping because
I know.
Actually, I'm hoping when I'm there it happens because I didn't want to miss it.
Right. See,
there
maybe
you go.
that's why it didn't happen. I was dressed as the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty, and we went around and we took so many pictures. People were lining up even the night before.
Yeah.
And I mean, people sleep in their cars.
Oh,
They sleep on the ground. I think one lady sleeps in a dumpster. I mean,
So
it's
that's what I wanted to ask you.
Porta
I
John.
like,
Porta John. That's right.
we watch these rallies, all the time on the TV and, but you don't really get the grasp or the idea of how crazy and phenomenal it is just being there. And so I do want to ask a couple of questions. I do want to ask about
Sure.
the vibe, and I also want to talk about the people. So what should we start with?
Start with the vibe.
Okay, because tell me about the vibe. Like, it must be like nostalgic. I don't even know the word, just standing there in awe. Like, it's like seeing your favorite celebrity of all time, like on this stage. Like, is there as many people as they, how there's like how they used to use like stock photos and pretend that there were so many people at these rallies. But I believe Trump really has more people than they even say. I mean, it's got to be crazy.
So that's a funny story. Uncle Jam, remember when we were there, someone told us that this was supposed to be a private rally, only 168 seats, and it was supposed to be indoor. It took place at Sportsman, the fishing boat or the boat factory where they make all the boats. And it was like 90 degrees out. And I mean, it was someone accidentally posted it to the Trump. What was it? The Trump,
the main Trump website. Yeah.
The main Trump website. So
Okay.
we had to do this makeshift massive rally like overnight, and I volunteered, and Uncle Jam got me hooked in with the volunteers. So I set up all the seats for the rally, and I had amazing access.
I got to kind of be there in spirit because I know Kaylin took me sort of behind the scenes on FaceTime, which thank God we have FaceTime nowadays. And I got to sort of feel like I was there, but still not.
Well,
still bummed out.
It's going to happen, and this was actually a very small rally compared to most. There might have been 2,000 people tops. We've had it where there was 40, 50,000.
Wow.
And that's where camping in your car comes in handy because you would not be able to get I mean, we showed up at 7:30 in the morning and there was already a massive line.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had clearance.
Yeah.
You're with Uncle Sam.
Yeah, what are they going to
I'm
do?
gonna tell you no.
I know people.
I know people. Yeah.
Another thing I don't, just they know me,
That's even better.
It's like, when you say you're the teacher of a class, you might not remember every student 20 years later, but they all remember you. So it's the same with me, I'm seeing all these people and remember I've seen you at 3 different rallies. I got to do my 4th selfie with you. And I'm like, oh yeah, all right. But, I'm not sure.
You don't remember who they are.
Not always,
Not always. Not right off the
So
bat.
what about, I know we were talking, and for the viewers who don't know, about these front row Joes. What is a front row Joe? What does that mean for our viewers? I know you explained it to me, but what is a front row Joe?
It's something else that kind of just started organically, just a group of people who just, decided, we want to get up in the front, first in line, that kind of thing. And just like with concerts and stuff where people go or Black Friday, at stores where that concept. And I heard about it in Sarasota. I decided I was going to go early myself and find out what they're all about. It's pretty cool. Just people get there early and Trump's giving them recognition over and over. So they've become a thing of their own,
It's like the who's who of the Trump rallies. So it's the same people. They go country to country, state to state, to all the rallies. They made their own shirts, like jersey shirts with it's all blinged out, front row Joes. It's like part of the cool club.
Yeah. How do I get a part of that? God.
Yeah.
I want to be the cool club. You know what though? What I really want to touch on too, with the rally, because Kaylin and I, of course, after she left you and left the rally and got home, and we chatted.
She left me.
She left you.
Yeah.
We chatted about the whole experience, and I think the really important thing for viewers to know too, whether you're a Trump fan or not, is there's a lot of people that talk about this Trump cult and how, especially with the Capitol riots, people think that all these Trump fans are just lunatics, but they all had a really unique story of why they were there. And that really touched me when Kaylin told me about all the people from different countries and different walks of life and why they are supporting Trump.
Oh yeah, you're so right. It's just like talk about diversity. There's more diversity in the Republican Party in general than there is that's in the Democratic Party. It's just one thought, one mindset, one narrative. We've got transvestites and Amish people, and the same on J6, same thing. It was all of America as a melting pot.
Yeah, and I think the important thing is they call these people Trumpers, they call them, part of a cult, but in reality, it's people who are just, yes, they are so strong-willed and they are so devout, passionate. Yeah. And what they're passionate about is their country. I mean, the freedoms of their country. We had dinner with this guy. He's a Vietnamese doctor, and he's in a cowboy. You'd see a Vietnamese cowboy in blinged out Trump suit. And I mean, you think, oh man, this guy is going all out. He's a diehard Trumper, but really it's his morals. I mean, he's so proud of the country that he was able to come to the right way and build his life. I mean, he's a doctor now in, the wonderful country of America. And his story is amazing about how he escaped such a nightmare where he was. So for him to see the immigration border and all the problems that we're having at the border with immigration, it's really sad because there are a lot of good people. We're not, being for Trump doesn't mean that you're against immigrants. It just means
no, of course not.
Do it the right way. I mean, it's really.
Look at my struggles trying to stay over in the U.S.
I know,
I'm doing it all the right way.
6 months out of the U.S., that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, Jax is a Canadian. She works, really hard, and we have our podcast. So there's always fun events that we like to do, but she follows the rules and she had to leave. So she couldn't come to some of the events.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there could be good to that. Everything's always worked out. She could be that kind of person, like a dual citizen, like she's having impact on both ends, and they kind of will complement each other, I don't know. You never know.
Well, I mean, I don't know why we can't be more open like Europe. I mean, Europe, you can go anywhere within, Europe and not need your passport, not need any of that. Like, why is there such a division in North America between Canada and the US? I mean, we're essentially, like she said, the same country. We speak the same language. We trade together. Like, it just doesn't, there's just all these things that
Yeah.
make it so hard for us.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's true. And whose rule is it? Is it ours or Canada's or both?
I mean, I guess it's a mix of both, and
I
that's
think
the thing.
it really
But
got
then,
strict
before,
after.
prior to 9/11, there wasn't a rule to have a passport to travel. Now we have to have a passport traveling back and forth. But I think prior to 9/11, I know my parents for sure used to drive down on their driver's license. Like, they'd go to Montana, they'd go to Vegas, and it was just a driver's license. Now you need a passport. I have to have a passport to travel within the U.S.
Yeah.
I can't even travel within the U.S. on my license.
Yeah, that's crazy, because it's like, oh, well, how are we going to prevent another 911? Oh, that's like Canadians in only 6 months out of the year. That just even,
Like we had anything to do with it.
Yeah, right. Everyone knows.
And have you seen our military? Are you afraid of our military? We don't.
Well, I was just going to say, everybody, you guys ride. Their militaries are like Canadian Mounties riding mooses or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's the stereotypes we got to live with.
Yeah.
So on the way home, we had like a 6-7 hour drive home from South Carolina, and we decided that we are going to write a song.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Stay tuned.
I think prior to this, I was telling Kaylin, like, we already knew the second we saw you and listened to some of your songs before the rally. I was like, yeah, we got to do a parody with this guy. Like, this is just too awesome.
Well, and actually, you visualize things. Like, as soon as I saw you two, I'm just visualizing myself in the future. And anything could come there. It doesn't necessarily have to be realistic or not. Like, I just see that. I think, oh, I can see us at the inaugural ball where we're both performing. Or that wasn't the thought. What was it? Oh, I was just seeing me in the next video or a remake of that video where I'm just, basically whatever you talk about Trump, I'm like, amen, or whatever. I'm just seeing myself collaborating with you in some way. Whatever the image is.
We have fantasized about being at Mar-a-Lago for New Year's Eve. So, Trump, if you're watching, we'll perform at your New Year's Eve party.
Oh, I wonder if so did they have like a typical is that a thing to have a New Year's Eve party?
Yeah, that's a thing. I've noticed because I'm a big follower of Brittany Aldean, who obviously, if you do follow her, and Jason Aldean, they speak out a lot about America, they're very pro-Trump, against sex trafficking. Like, they speak highly and openly about it as celebrities, which I find really amazing, because most celebrities, just follow the bandwagon. So because of that, she goes every year, I think, and with Candace Owens. So I've always followed along that they're at Mar-a-Lago, and I'm always like, God, we're going to be there. Like, we're going to be at one of these New Year's parties. So.
Wow.
Unless they try to steal all his assets like they're trying to do right now.
Think big, and even here's just us, you guys talking about it on a podcast, and then all of a sudden the song goes viral or something. Trump hears the song, and then he hears you commenting, well, we sure wish we could go to that. Boom. I mean, just put that karma, those vibes out there, and
we're manifesting it. We're manifesting it
in ways you may not imagine. It might the dream will be fulfilled one way or another. Oh, we didn't get this, but instead he took us to Trump Doral, or or whatever.
So, yeah, we don't care about the specifics. We just want to be included.
Yeah. It's gonna happen, girls.
We'll bring you your McDonald's, okay? Like, we're happy doing anything.
Right. And it's like they say, there's a time for everything, a time to laugh, a time to cry, because I'm up there like a clown making people laugh. But then there's other times it's serious, J6 stuff, so the songs have irony and they're not always happy songs.
Oh my gosh, let's tell our viewers, Dwayne, Uncle Jam, he was at J6 and he saw what really happened and how it went down. Do you want to talk about your personal experience?
Well, I mean, briefly, it was like a million other people can share the same thing. Everybody watching podcasts, I'm sure, knows somebody who will say, oh, yeah, it was great. It was, like a great, huge picnic, tailgate. Everyone was a great mood. I mean, we were upset, but we were there for a reason. We had hope. We hope, we figured the process would work. And we got to the lawn, and a couple kids asked me, nobody was even on the lawn yet. And it's huge, looks like a 20-acre lawn. Hey, what if we jump over? I said, well, you'll get a misdemeanor, but they can't misdemeanor a million of us. And they jumped. I'm like, hey, guys. And then people started getting on my back to go over. Everybody down the wall saw us and took the lawn. So we're like, okay, good. We got the lawn. That's not a big deal. That's kind of gives us a little. But up front, they started shooting tear gas and things. That was only a small percentage of the whole crowd anyway. But they're trying to lump everybody who went, everybody, his interactions, blah, blah, blah. Just like when they use the word cult. That's just a key word they use because cult sounds like a small group of something. But
Right.
if we're in a cult, then we've got over half the country is in a cult, so
Right.
the word doesn't even work. It's so silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that was a pretty interesting experience. I mean, I remember you were saying that you talked to one of the officers, but he didn't, or the military or the police.
Well, I don't know what kind of player they were, who they came from, whether CIA or Antifa, but I talked to a few. I'd go up, hey, let's go, Brandon, or something like that, and they all geared up and just looking straight ahead, and they won't kind of look at you and say, dude, you're all right, Because at first I'm just thinking it's a bunch of younger testosterone beer drinking guys who are patriots yelling at Pelosi.
Yeah.
Right.
But something else, and then it all started clicking each day afterwards when I was hearing more shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe this guy wasn't really a Trump fan. Maybe he was working for somebody else.
Oh, I know now for sure. I just could not conceive at that moment. I just figured a million people were all on board for the same thing. Some people are dressed weird, but look at me, I'm Uncle Sam, right? So you got
Right.
these with full gear, and I'm thinking more of a costume thing. But I realized,
I like what you pointed out about there's a time to be serious and a time to
yeah,
laugh, because that's how we feel with our songs too. It's very serious content.
yeah,
It's real stuff that we're talking about, but we are being silly and we are making fun of things, but it is serious. So it is a mix. It's a parody that's a mix of the real bullshit that's going on and
And just
exposing the truth,
yeah, and
but
the
also
absurdity
funny.
of
And
the
like
truth.
our next video that's coming out, like everyone knows, it's about men competing in female sports. We've already talked about it. We were supposed to release it. We had some serious technical things we had to deal with before we could for our own safety. But
Because we
even
know that
it's a silly video. It's funny. It's hilarious,
right,
but it's also not hilarious. It's not hilarious that men are competing in female sports. It's just not. So
right.
I
And
like when you said that.
your vehicle of communication, which is comedy, is not only a great way to spread a serious message, but it's the American way. And being 247 years old, I can tell you throughout history, it's always been comedians, political cartoonists with caricature, even comedians who would tell the truth, but they tell it in a funny way so it helps people accept
Yeah.
it. And secondly, it gets their attention, and then it opens them up to the truth in ways that other ways don't
It
work.
certainly helps people remember it for sure.
Right. That's right. So we got to be serious about our humor.
Well, I mean, going back to the Trump rally when Trump was speaking, I mean, there was a point where I'm just sitting there. I was so overwhelmed. And I mean, there was a point where I was just like fighting back tears because what
Sure.
he was talking about saving the kids. And I think, what did he say about mutilating our children? He said, I
Yeah.
cannot believe I'm up here
Using
saying
that word.
the
Yeah.
word, we need to save our kids from mutilation. Like,
Yeah. It's so obvious.
it's so obvious. And just hearing him say that was so important. And, thank God someone understands, because these kids are young. And gosh, if anybody let me do anything that I wanted to do before I was 18, I know it wasn't a good idea now, but at the time, it seemed, amazing. So
Sure.
this is irreversible.
It's amazing. It's amazing how 15 years ago, I was in university writing a paper on female mutilation. And obviously this is happening in African countries where it's very barbaric ways, not comparable to, how we do it over here. But just even that, just talking about it and how it is mutilation. And, now flash forward, like not many years later, and we're allowing children to do this. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically, the only country that was established, and actually England too at the beginning, but the Europeans established a Christian mindset where there were morals and humans had dignity and worth. And we're native tribes, they have cannibals, or whatever. now we're just falling away from that. We're becoming cannibals in a sense.
Well, I mean,
it's like we're barbaric again.
Yeah, there you go. Well, better word choice.
and that's the importance of when you see the people at a Trump rally, bringing it back to the people who attend these. I mean, these are Americans that have those core values ingrained in them and the tradition. And, we don't want to let that go, because then what do we have as a country, So it doesn't mean don't respect other people's, beliefs and religion. We can, like I know Jack's.
Look, you get to modify your body. You get to do whatever you want as an adult. It's your choice. You do not get to tell children that it's okay to
as
do
an
that.
adult.
Right.
Exactly. And if that's your choice, that you want to mutilate yourself or whatever you want to call it, modify yourself, hey, that's your choice, your life. I can't stop you from doing it. I have my opinions on that, but I can't stop you.
Oh,
But
and in a lot
you
of
are
ways,
not going to go in here and touch our children and think that this is okay. It's not.
and actually, in most cases, self-mutilation is still illegal. Like in most states, like you're not allowed to just cut off your arm for no reason. I'm going to cut off my arm. I don't know what they're going to do. It's just like saying suicide is illegal. Well, if you do it, they're going to arrest you.
Right.
But so that's always crazy that way, or other certain old archaic laws about homosexuality and even adultery and things like that. Where how are they making that a law? How are they going to prove what two people did in their bedroom? I mean, how that's. But we
I mean, even euthanasia, they won't even let some people die who are like terminally ill in some places, but you'll let someone go and mutilate their body. I mean, it's just crazy to me.
Or now the new thing is the trans disabled, where people think that, they want to they can't walk, so they, break sever their spinal cord, or just crazy stuff.
Whoa.
Because they're paralyzed. Do you know what I mean?
Well, did you know that I'm trans vaccinated?
Did you know?
Yeah, identify.
A trans millionaire.
I identify as non-binary.
Non-binary.
That's a good one.
So yes,
I'll
we definitely should.
That as well.
We'll definitely be collaborating on stuff and knocking our heads together, and with my brains and your beauty, we'll go far. Especially since y'all got brains too.
You should have.
I was just gonna step in and say, hey, we got.
I know.
Brains.
See, I kind of put you out there for a second, but I brought it back in.
You should have said with your beauty and our brains.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, and by the way, at the beginning you said, so what should we go with first, the vibe or the people? And I was going to say the people, and she went vibe, but I was going to say the people because the vibe comes from the people,
Yeah. What do you have to say about the people? They're your.
Well, we
people.
probably went and covered all that in the same conversation. The people were great, and like you said, just all the different people. And then Jack mentioned how you mentioned about what was it? Something about the diversity and things like that. The people.
Yeah, just all walks of life and people from all, people that came to the U.S. for freedom, who came for a better life, like all those things, and all the different stories that you guys got to hear just being there.
Oh yeah, I was going to sit behind this. There's a little flag in my brother's room here.
There you go.
Gosh, I should have done it that way.
Yeah, we'll do it for the next one. This was a good practice run.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my video the wrong way to start, and then I flipped myself.
Here, flip your camera, Dwayne. Let me see. Flip your camera. Your phone.
Oh.
There we go. Wow. Oh my God.
This time. Now I can actually see you guys too.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited. We already kind of started collaborating, and immediately I read Jack's what we wrote, and she immediately had some
added
good
a few lines.
There you go. I've been humming it today.
Like,
excuse me. Testing Trump 1 2 3. Testing Trump 1 2 3. Okay, we got it.
Is that you good? We're good. Let's go. Well, I'm excited. So I'm looking forward to collaborating with you soon.
Yeah,
follow along, follow us, and follow Uncle Jam, because you're gonna be seeing some exciting stuff coming up for sure. And I can't wait to come down to one of the rallies. I'm so excited. So
it's gonna be awesome. And also, I was gonna say, send me the link when you get this recorded or whatever, and I'm gonna put it on my page so we can get some of my followers looking at you guys, because I look mutual friends. We have a couple, but what the heck? So
Yeah, cool.
We'll change that.
No, we need to get more. Yeah.
I get my hand out of the way. Here we go.
Well, I'm
All right.
excited
I think we know how to do this, guys.
Yeah, we'll next run will be better.
We'll be better.
Hello, I'm Uncle Jam, and the Sippin Beauties are the best. Follow them now.
Oh, we also forgot to mention that Uncle Jam does voiceover work and movie.
I was just gonna say he has a voice for radio.
That's right. My mother always told me when I was a kid. She said, "Son, you've got a face for radio."
Oh God, that's horrible.
Oh, see what you did there. But no, that's
your mother sounds very sweet.
Well, she didn't really say that, but you know, when you're a comedian, you get to lie for a laugh.
I love
it.
Yeah. All right, girls. Well,
biggest comedian in the world is Joe Biden.
Well, thank you so much for
we could do this
for
all
coming
night.
on, and thank you so much too for watching our video and meeting us and getting to bring Kaylin to the rally, and now me going forward. I'm so excited.
I know this is very cool. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how long your podcast. I asked her how long. 30, 40 minutes, but
right on the
now it's getting to be like a teenage phone call. You hang up. No, you hang up.
You hang up. That's how it was. We shared an Airbnb, and I mean, we're like, all right, I'll keep talking if you want to keep talking, or go to bed. And I'm like, I don't know.
All right, who's gonna go out first? And then
all right, over and out.
Then you're stuck looking at somebody trying to turn theirs off. I can't figure this out, Martha.
I can't.
All right, guys.
Martha. All right.
Send me the link when you get this.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys.
Oh, wait,
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Not that one. Wait, hold on, guys. Let's get so you can follow him. Should have had that up.
There you go. You did it.
I did it. He's gone. Well, whatever.
Love ya.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.